Rappers, aren't y'all tired of all these women sitting up talking about how they independent, but then want you to take care of them? Like, when y'all go out to eat or y'all go out and have a good time, they want you to foot the bill. You feel me? But then at the same time want to be independent and free to do whatever they want to do and entertain whoever they want to entertain while you spending your bread. Ain't that crazy? Flip them tables. Rappers, you run around claiming you independent but expect everybody else to foot the bill for you to do what it is that you do. And you want to entertain any and everything else that you want to entertain. That's how it works. Either you in the industry or you independent. And it's like, when I'm looking at the stuff with LaRussell, and it's like, yo, you're taking another route. You're not doing the industry route. And commend him on that. He's going after the bread. He's building his community. He's activating his people. But then you still want the approval of the people that you're going against. Make it make sense. Like, I know we want these accolades. I know we want Grammys. I know we want all of these things. We want their approval. But getting their approval means doing it their way. And so
I'm so sick of these motherfuckers, bro. Like, okay, first off, and this is why I hate all of these people that claim that they try to help independent artists and all this other bull. That's not all of them, because y'all know I had a video out back in the day where people that really helped me along my journey, nothing he said in that fucking video made any sense whatsoever. Just because somebody is going independent does not mean they're bucking up against the industry. I'm gonna say this one more time because clearly the message didn't, the message stayed fucking clogged up like a backed up toilet and shit. All right. So let's repeat this again. Going independent does not mean you're bucking up against the industry. Why are some ways you go independent? You want more creative control. You want to be able to release when you want to release, right? You want to have maybe more control over your narrative, more control over the musical output and how it's perceived and things of that nature. And most of all, you want to own your work. That has nothing to fucking do with bucking up against the system. The fuck are you talking about? And then this reminds me of this thing that people talk about where it's like, yeah, everybody can blow up. And indie artists, it's never been more fair than ever. So that means this. If you're going by your logic, which is fucking stupid, I don't want to hear. First off, there's been independent projects that have been Grammy nominated that I fuck with. Duran Bernard, Eric Bellinger had a joint that was Grammy nominated. Duran Bernard won one. Those are great projects. So are you saying because they're independent, they shouldn't be considered for the Grammys? So then I don't want to hear motherfuckers say anymore, oh, independent artists, y'all got it. It's fair now. It's so much easier. Anybody could blow up and be independent and have an empire. Because by your logic, and this part is true. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't care who get mad. I'm telling the honest to God's truth. If you choose to be an independent artist, I am telling you to your face, the industry is not designed for an independent artist to win. Here's what I mean by that. You're going to get money. You're going to get money more frequently. You may not get as much money because you don't have as much corporate Fortune 500 backing. Okay? You may not get as much money, especially off rip. You're going to have to spend a lot more out of your pocket. Okay? And on top of that, you really, I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to being independent or signed to a label, this is the reality situation. You're really choosing, okay, you want a bunch of money or you want fame? Well, I wouldn't say a bunch of money. Let me rephrase that. I would say you want a continuous source of income or you want fame. And I don't care who likes what I said or who don't like what I said. If you decide to become an independent artist, you will not be big as Drake. You will not be big as Taylor Swift. You will not be big as Adele. You will not be as big as Michael Jackson. Nobody's big as Michael Jackson, but just for argument's sake, you won't be as big as those guys. Hell, you won't even be bigger than Eminem. That's the honest God's truth. Like Eminem in his heyday, 1999, so on and so forth. I can go on and on about runs or whatever. Prince, I can go on and on. You will not be as big as those people because the industry will not allow it. How do I know this? Spotify now has gotten to a point where they just taking your fucking song down. And the DSPs aren't helping you. Not the DSP, sorry. The independent, actually, yes. The DSPs aren't helping you. They basically betting that you won't spend the time, you don't have the time, the money, or the resources to fight them back if they just take your fucking song down off of illegal streaming. Which technically don't really resolve the problem. Here's the bigger play. The bigger play is this. I'm eliminating a competition and I'm taking away people who I have to pay. That's the truth. Even the DSPs, to a certain extent, they in bed with the labels. And by the way, I want to make this very clear. I ain't got a problem with the major labels because I understand why they got to run it just the way they do. Sometimes they do some dirty shit. It is what it is. Listen, the story's out there. But I understand why they have to structure the things the way they did. Because number one, the music is oversaturated now. So you have to have some format of gig. I understand that. Right? There's not as much money to go around as it was before because there was a gatekeeper before. And now pretty much anybody and everybody can get in. All you got to do is just be big on social media. But here's the thing. We're going by your logic. I don't want to hear this. And here's at the end of the day. This is what the fuck we're not going to do. I don't want to hear motherfuckers talk about the labels, whatever case may be, and then be in support of unfairness. If LaRussell sold 30K, it should have counted on the billboards. Period. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And if you have a problem with the fact that it should have counted and it didn't, something wrong with your ass. Because when the fuck did we start supporting unfairness? When the fuck did we start condoning and making excuses for unfairness? For partiality? An independent artist, again, I'm saying two things can be true at once. As an independent artist, you will never be big as those names that I just mentioned earlier in this video. But in the same breath, if your music is Grammy worthy and you pass the criteria, you have a right, not a privilege, you have a right to have an opportunity to get a Grammy. You have a right to have an opportunity to enter the Billboard charts. And to make fucking matters worse, he compared two things that didn't even make any fucking sense. He compared a girl talking about, you know how some of these girls doing these podcasts say, oh, I want to be independent, but I want the traditional benefits, right? He compared that to the independent artist. Well, let me tell you something. Nobody, whether you're signed to a record label or whether you're an independent artist, nobody creates success on their own. I'm going to tell you this one more motherfucking time. Nobody in this world, fuck the music industry. Nobody in this world creates success on their own. You know what ends up happening? You know how you become successful? You work hard, you stay consistent so that somebody that can help you reach the next level can see you and offer resources to help you. And you develop those relationships and they let you in the door. That's how the fuck you become successful, through opportunity. You think you can give yourself, how the fuck can I give myself an opportunity? I don't have the fucking, that shit doesn't make any fucking sense. You are supposed to create a way to get to the opportunity, which is by, again, hard work, consistency, and potentially reaching out to people who can potentially help you and taking your ass outside. Okay? But nobody fucking, like the independent shit. You're not doing everything by your fucking self. You have a publicist, right? All this shit that a label would have, you're hiring these people. You have a producer. You have an engineer. So what? You have a stylist. Whatever the fucking case may be. It just coming out of your pocket, but you're not doing everything by your fucking self. You have a social media team. You have an accountant. You have a lawyer. Saying dumbass shit. Nobody creates independent. Independent means I'm not signed to a label. That's it. That's all that fucking means. I'm not signed to one of the major labels. It doesn't mean you're doing everything by your fucking self. The fuck? It says shit just sounds fucking stupid. It's completely stupid. Nobody in this world, again, fuck the music. Nobody in this goddamn world creates success on their own. No matter how successful you get successful because hard work and consistency put your ass in front of the right fucking people or the right person that can elevate you above the ground level wherever the fuck you're at in life. That's how you become successful. You're like the fucking idiot.